a representative, neither have they sent document to this committee. Etisala Naimoba is going through a lot of issues right now that need a lot of internal discussion and all that. But that being said, I think I'm just going to make two pronouncements. And this is as a result of what is going on in the country at the moment. I've said it in our previous meeting that the difference between democracy and dictatorship is the parliament. And I strongly believe that is the conscience of the nation. So if we live in a society whereby parliament sends invitation to companies and agencies and they fail to appear, then we are heading towards a banana republic. And this is Nigeria. And we need to start setting examples. If any one of you had the chance to research on this matter, you realize that even in other parliaments, they've gone through such that we're going through right now, where you send invitation and no one turns up. It is believed that some people feel they are above the law. And I'm going to be very specific on this. When I say some people, I am making reference to Mr. Mike Adenuga. I'll repeat. I'm making reference to Mr. Mike Adenuga, the chairman of GLO, how do they even address that? Chairman Globalcom Limited. The amount of disrespect that organization I think we shouldn't allow this to happen. Yes, you're a billionaire. Anybody can be a billionaire in the right atmosphere, in the right setting.
Chairman, sorry, sir. I don't think it's about being a billionaire. This is an institution, state authority. We don't care about you. We don't care about you. You are not above the law. No one, even myself, even the president, is not above the law. So I think appropriate action should be taken against him. I am in support of any action to be taken against the man. Let us use it as an example so that they will have respect for the National Assembly. Thank you.
Enough is enough. Enough is enough. I don't understand, and some of these people that claim that they are big men, when you see them abroad, the moment they land, they respect themselves. Even an airport staff tell them to queue up, and they do that. Then Parliament invites you, you feel because you can take the next private jet out of this country, you won't respect this Parliament? We shouldn't allow that to happen. And I don't think that is going to happen. Please, I want someone to move a motion to issue an arrest warrant on Mr. Mike Adenuga. Honorable Shaibu.
Thank you. My name is still Abdurrahman Shaibu. I represent Mubi North, Mubi South, and my Hafira constituency. Mr. Chairman, we know severally we have invited the Chairman Globalcom Limited, Mr. Mike Adenuga. We gave him many invitations, a lot of opportunities to come here, submit documents, and defend allegations against his company. He has failed to do so, Mr. Chairman. We went to the next step by issuing a summons for him to appear. He has also failed to appear. So our next option, Mr. Chairman, I would like to move a motion that we issue a bench warrant for the IG to produce Mr. Mike Adenuga, the Chairman Globalcom, on 15th February 2018 at 12 noon. I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Any second?
I remain Engineer Binawambari Kingsley, member representing the good people of Isialam, Banani, and the Okigwe Federal Constituency. I'm from Imo State. Rise to second the motion moved by my colleague.
The National Assembly has just issued an arrest warrant on Mr. Mike Adenuga. To add to that, GLO, as it stands, based on the document we have with us, Glo is owing the federal government about 16,795 million. I repeat, about 16,795 million. That is the amount which Glo owes the federal government of Nigeria. And that being said, I'm going to make a direct statement to ICPC and EFCC. This is a man that you really need to go after. With what we have so far, this is a man you should look into. And also on this date, we expect to see the CEO of MTN and Airtel as well, and iMobile. Now, we're now back to the sharing formula 70-30 according to the Lottery Act. Is there any submission that from the public? Anyone has anything to say in respect of that?
Mr. Chairman, sir, I will do so. If you're holding a lottery, there are rules with regards to how much should go to the lottery trust fund. Now, I believe that over time, and now I'm speaking.
So that we do get what is going on. Can somebody?
Well, let me just start with for the definition of lottery and 57. To include arrangement, system, plan, promotional competition, or device for the distribution of prizes by lot or chance, or as a result of the exercise of skill and chance, or based on the outcome of a sporting event, or any other game, scheme, arrangement, system, plan, competition, or device which the President may, by notice in the Gazette, declare to be lottery and which shall be operated according to a license. And that's Section 57, sir, National Lottery Act.
But I would want you to read it.
I will speak to it.
Okay,
Is that accepted? You have registered your election with the National Lottery Trust Fund. Because let's read it again and let us read it carefully, because that has been the contention. Okay? I will read it. Section what again, please? Lottery or lotteries includes any game. Okay? Now, football, tennis, running, inter-house sports, scheme, arrangement, system, plan, promotional competition, or device for the distribution of prizes by lot or chance, or as a result of the exercise of skill. That means every single thing, even writing an exam, is a lottery. There's no way. I'm a lawyer. Let me finish, sir. Please, let me finish. So if I expand and I'm not talking sense, you can then educate me. But let me finish. Now, a few years ago, we had cause to write to the Lottery Commission because this dichotomy existed. And what was the issue? The issue was promotional schemes, i.e. where you do a promotion and you say, let's take a simple thing like Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola says, buy a Coke. If you open this cap, you might win something. Okay? Now, where you buy a Coke for 50 naira, as the case may be, the truth is that you have received full value for that Coke. Because you have the Coke and you are going to drink it, you have full value for your money. Now, the element of chance comes in when you open the Coke, whether you win something or not. Now, why do companies do this? Companies do this to promote sales, yes. But essentially, companies also do it to distribute, distribute gifts because they know they do not have enough to give everybody.
Okay,
I'm speaking to that, sir. Please, Mr. Chairman, I'm not trying to take your time.
No,
this will add value. Please, it will add value.
Okay, I think this is not the place to do it. For the fact that we have an act of parliament, and you guys, these companies, the telcos, drafted an agreement contrary to the act of parliament. Based on that, I'm going to deny your explanation. Do you understand what I'm saying? Am I making sense here?
But then you're prejudicing me.
And what?
You're prejudicing me. All I want to do is, remember, like you said, it's been long, 2 agencies.
Whatsoever reason you are trying to bring into this, but the facts still remain. I ask you a very simple question. We've requested, because we know for a fact that there is an agreement that exists contrary to this act.
Chairman, to help me. That I referred to, I'm very much aware that there is nothing that has been changed in the definition of lottery in regards to the memo you've been mentioned, or any other cell phone or sharing formula or amendments to that effect. I may also add, with my experience in this industry, anything that there's a reward and there's an element of game of chance, it falls under this, under the Lotteries Act. It's clearly stated that. So any legal interpretation, otherwise, I don't think it is acceptable. And in other jurisdictions, this is the way it is done. Game of chance, rewards, elements of lottery are included in that. So I think this is something for the Honorable House to look into and deal with accordingly. Thank you, sir.
Okay, I'm just going to sum this. If you have any issue in respect of this act, you should come by a private member bill. Do you understand me? Call for an amendment of this act if you want to do that. But as it stands, it's 70-30. So whatsoever agreement that is in existence that is hiding, that some telcos are refused to submit to us, is null and void. We've made this pronouncement before, and we're saying it again. Anything outside that is criminal. And if you continue to use that agreement that contravene the act of parliament, henceforth is criminal. And nothing, don't think this is just an announcement. We'll make sure that the law takes its full course. So like I said, if you have any problem with this act, I think you should sponsor an amendment on this. Thank you.
Chairman, please so that they will get it. This act was signed into law. It was made around 2005. And MTN has been in operation for even before this time. When you know that this act will affect you, you should have, one, like Chairman said, you may not sponsor an amendment. You can write to the National Assembly, or you go to court to say this act is ambiguous. That is what you should have done. But you allowed it. And we are saying that what you are doing is wrong. You cannot come here and tell us. You can't come here and tell us that the act is wrong. It is not for you to say. It is for the court to say that. If you want to say that, you can write to National Assembly to say this act is ambiguous and this is an amendment that you are proposing. Because MTN is a big organization. You should have done that by now. Coming now to tell us that it's ambiguous, I don't think, for me, personally, I will not accept it. What we are talking about is the act. What is before us is the act. Thank you.
MTN and anybody that contravenes the act, okay? I was trying to make a distinction between two separate things completely. Because then what you're discussing is that MTN engages in lottery. MTN is not a licensee of the National Lottery Regulatory Commission and does not engage in lottery, okay? There are licensees of the National Lottery Regulatory Commission who might use our network, but MTN is not a licensee. So let's make that clear first, so that it doesn't. And I think the DG will bear me out. So the impression is not created to the public, therefore, that MTN has gone into agreements trying to suborn the act or anything. That does not exist. Now, having said that,
what is your? Can you explain your relationship, your business relationship with Upstream?
With Upstream?
Yes.
Upstream is a partner. But then that does not, if Upstream is like asking, with all due respect, I was just showing an app on my phone that this performing musician, Frank Edwards, has. I can share it with you. It's an app. He's running on my network. That's the relationship. Remember, I have a network. Upstream is a licensee of the Regulatory Commission, not MTN.
You are telling us to hold.
No, I have not gone that far. I have not gone that far. I've only said I am not a licensee, and the DG is here. Upstream is and uses my network to deliver his service. Those are two separate things.
We'll look into that. We'll define that. I like the clarification, but we're getting somewhere.
Okay, not a problem.
Another angle to this whole issue. There are 3 levels now. They have the platform. Then those that you have license to operate on that platform, and the general public that are participating in that lottery. So how do you get paid by the use of your platform? Yes. How do you get your payment?
Okay, yes, tell us.
Yes, Honorable Member. Yes, we did give a permit, so to speak, license for Upstream and so many other VAS providers. And
Can we bring Upstream
So we
here?
are bringing Upstream.
see, amongst others, yes, you can bring Upstream and the other VAS providers. Yeah.
I think we're supposed to postpone again, because it's like we're going, I don't want us to be going back and forth. Now we have MTN, Upstream, and so many VAS providers. So I'll be fair. We're going to do a letter to all of you. When I mean all of you, the telcos, your CEOs, the VAS providers, the agency, to appear on the 25th.
The agents.
Yes.
The lottery.
Yeah, on the, anyway, there's going to be a, yes, we'll have everybody here on the 25th of February. And please let me make this, is it 15th? Sorry, 15th of February. And please, I want to appeal again, I'm being very modest here, that your CEO, the ones that are in hospital to get well soon, please, and appear on the 15th. We are not joking. Or maybe one urgent meeting in Nairobi. I don't care. This is Parliament. I don't have any business in Nairobi. I don't want to hear that. This Parliament don't want to hear that. You see this gavel, I'll be so happy to issue an arrest warrant. We have 2 members that joined us. Please, can you introduce yourself?
Had actually put their corporate relations executive / CEO. Because in organizations, when the CEO is not around, he can give his DOA to somebody. Now, this is different from writing a letter saying I should represent him. This means that to all intents and purposes, now, as I sit here, I'm the CEO of MTN. So we do not and did not have any intention to disrespect the honorable member. In my introduction, I am clear, I stated it also. Okay. That I am the acting CEO. So if my DOA is, what it means is every letter I can sign as the CEO. If my DOA ceases, Fedi takes over. So I needed to put that on record.
Become my friend. No worry, it's okay.